Hello students, welcome back to your science class. So student, in the previous class we have started with the new chapter, that is chemical effect of electric current. Here in this chapter students we discussed that what are conductors, what are insulators. Conductors are what? These are those substances which allow electric current to pass through it. These are called as a conductor. Insulators are what? These are those substances which do not allow electric current to pass through it. Even in the conductor, we have seen that the conductor has been categorized into two types. One is the good conductor, and there is a poor conductor. When we see the good conductor of electricity here, we can say that a good conductor is that which allow the electric current to which allow all the electric current to pass through it freely. Okay, while in case of a poor conductor, it allows the electric current but not freely. This is the only difference that you will find here. If we talk an example of a good conductor, so silver, gold, copper, aluminium, they are considered to be a very good conductor of electricity, while tungsten is there, nichrome is there. These are what? These are supposed to be the poor conductor of electricity. Insulator, you know that plastic, rubber, glass, these all are what? These are the insulators which do not allow electric current to pass through it. Question arises that how electric current produces. So every matter which is present around us is made up of an atom, right? An atom consisting of a proton and negatively charged neutron. So when these get dissolved in the liquid, what happens? It get dissociated into the charge. So if anything happens, like while we rubbed it, or because of the charges which is present in it, so it loses some of the charges and become positive and negative ions. Because of these charges, because of this ion, the electric current easily passes. Now, if we talk about in case of a liquid, also similar thing happens. So when the atoms enter into the liquid, it get dissociated into ions. It means it get break down into small ions, and these ions again help the electric current to pass through it. So this is how the electrical conductivity occur in case of the liquid, in case of a water. Question here that why the distilled water is a poor conductor while that of the tap water or water from the water bodies like that of the lake or oil or well or ocean or sea, why they are a good conductor of they are also water. So why they are a good conductor? Why a distilled water or a pure water is considered to be a poor conductor? The reason is same, students. In case of a distilled water, there is no ions are present. Okay, and since no charged particles are present in air, it will not allow the electric current to pass through it. While in case of the tap water or the non-distilled, the impure water, you can say, it is consisting a lot of ions, so due to which the water it helping conducting the electricity to pass through it. What about the other liquids? So there are a lot of a liquid which is considered to be a very good conductor of electricity, and they are called as electrolyte, and there are some of them which do not consider to be a very good conductor. So alcohol, honey, they are not a good conductor liquid, while water is there, and acids, a lot of bases are there which we consider to be a very good conductor of electricity. Right now I said a term that is electrolyte and non-electrolyte. Let us try to understand that what is electrolyte and what is non-electrolyte. Electrolytes and non-electrolytes. Talking about the electrolyte, these are those substances which allow electric current to pass through it in their molten state, that is called as an electrolyte. Like sodium chloride is there, hydrochloric acid is there, or copper sulfate, acidified water. These all are what consisting of the acid and bases, and we know that acid and bases when dissolved in water or when it is in its molten state. The term molten means what? That when it is in a liquid state. You know that when we heat anything, a solid object, it just starts melting. Okay, start getting converted into liquid, and we use the term for it, that is melting. Even the temperature at which it starts converting into solid to liquid, we call it its melting point. So molten is what? That is the liquid form of that particular object. So if an iron is there, so molten iron is what? The liquid form of the iron. So substance which allow electric current to pass through it in its molten state, they are called as a electrolyte. And the substance which do not allow electric current in its molten state, they are called as a non-electrolyte. Okay, so we can write here that the substance that can conduct electricity in their molten state or solution are called as electrolytes. These are called as electrolytes. Example: sodium chloride, hydrochloric acid, acidified water, then copper sulfate, etc. These all are what? These all are the electrolyte. So the substances which conduct electricity in their molten state or solution are called as electrolytes. So these are the electrolytes. Now look at the non-electrolytes. So the substance that do not conduct electricity in their molten state is called as non-electrolytes. Examples are there, student: distilled water, sugar solution, then alcohol. These all are what? These all are the non-electrolyte, and they do not conduct electricity in their molten state. So this is the difference between that of the electrolyte and non-electrolyte. Now here, what happened in case of electrolyte and non-electrolyte? Atoms are generally what? They are neutral. So when they dissolve, when they came in the molten state or in the liquid state, what happened? These atoms, they get break down into the ions, into the charged particles, and because of the presence of these charged particles, they will help the atom to because of the charged particles or because the charged particles exist, what happened, these charged particles which is present in it, how it is generated in the molten state. So in the liquid state, either they lose electron or they gain electron. So by losing or gaining of the electron will constitute a net charge on the particles, and ultimately a charge is produced here, and that will help the electric current to pass through it. But what happened in case of a non-electrolyte? In case of a non-electrolyte, the electricity cannot be produced since there is no charged particle, no in the molten state, no losing or gain of electron can occur, since no such kind of a charged particle is carried by the non-electrolyte. So just because of that, electrolyte will allow the electric current to pass through it, but the non-electrolyte do not. So we can write here overall that electrolyte consisting of a charged particle, and thus it produces the electric current. It helps the electric current to pass through it. Now, due to the current, there is a lot of effect can be seen, and this effect can be the heating effect of current, or the chemical effect of the current, or even the magnetic effect of the current. But here in this chapter, the chapter name is the chemical effect. When we say about the heating effect and the magnetic effect, let me tell you how is it so. See, you use iron. What happened when you start giving the electricity to it, then due to which the iron become hot. So what happened? You have provided electricity to it, but what is the effect that you are seeing here? That it get hot. So this is the heating effect. Because of the electricity, heat is generated. Like in winter, you use immersion rod in order to heat the water. Okay, so you use the immersion rod, and you just when you plugged it, and when you turn on the switch, what happened after a period of a time, when you see the water starts boiling. So why is it so? Even though you are providing the electricity, so this electricity is now getting converted into the heat, and this is the effect of electricity. This is the effect of electric current in the form of heat. Thus the name is given as the heating effect of electric current. The second thing is the magnetic effect of electric current. So when the current is provided to it, due to which there is the charge is produced, and because of the charges, there is a formation of a magnetic field around it. Like we can take an example of an electromagnet. What happened, especially if you see in case of a separation technique, you see we discussed about the magnetic separation. How can we separate the magnets? With the help of an electromagnet. So a large magnet like a structure will be there. So it is not a magnet, but it is a large iron. So when the electric current is provided to that particular object, it starts behaving like a magnet by separating all the magnetic material from the heap of garbage. So we can say that this is the magnetic effect which is produced due to the electric current. So effect of the magnetic effect of the electric current. In this chapter, we will also see that how the electric current is responsible for the chemicals. So that is we called as a chemical effect of electric current. So the chemical effect of electric current, what happened when the electric current passes through a substance, through a material, even it can interfere, it can changes the composition, it can interfere, we can say it can dissociate or changes the chemical composition of the material, and that effect which is generated, which is caused due to the electric current on any chemical, that is called as the chemical effect of electric current. So when electric current flows through flows through a substance it can affect the chemical composition of the substance, affect the chemical composition of the substance, chemical composition of the substance. The phenomenon of changes in the chemical changes occurring in the substance when electric current flows through it is called as chemical effect of electric current. That is called as a chemical effect of electric current. So when the electric current it flows through any substance, it changes the chemical composition. I told you that even when if any or through the acid or a bases, through any of the electrolyte, when electric current is passed through it, these the atoms which is present of the acid or bases, they get break down into the charges, into the positive and the negative charges, and due to which there is a change in the chemical composition also. So we can say that the electric current when flows through the substance will affect the chemical composition, which alter the chemical composition, and ultimately this phenomenon of the chemical changes which occurs when the electric current flows through it. So the result of the electric current is what? Change in the chemical composition. Thus it is included into the chemical effect of electric current. Okay. So what are the different kind of chemical effect that can be produced by the electric current? So the decomposition of the chemical substances, evolution of the gases, and even the changes in the color of the substances also responsible. We will going to see that how the changes of the color happening or even the evolution. Although the evolution of the gases, students, you will going to find in the higher section that hydrogen gas or the carbon dioxide is released due to it, but the color change that we can see even in this chapter also. So let me write it that what are the different effects that we can see due to the flow of electric current in a chemical. So the various chemical effect that electric current can produce are, the first one is the decomposition of a substance into its constituent, of a substance into its composition. Decomposition of a substance into its composition. Here we can use the composition or constituents. The second one is the change in color. Change in color of a substance. Change in color of a substance. Next one is evolution of gas. Evolution of gas. So decomposition of substance into its constituent, change in the color, and evolution of the gas. These are the different various chemical effect that is produced when electric current passes through it. Now let us try to understand here a term, that is electrolysis. What is electrolysis, students? So generally the term, what is the term here? It is electrolysis. See, what is the meaning of an electro here? It means electric current or electricity. Okay, and lysis means what? That is breakdown. In a simple term, we use it breakdown. So basically what happened when the electric current passes through the substance, due to the electric current, due to the passage of the electric current, the substance get dissociated, it get break down into their respective constituent, and this process of breaking of the substances into the constituent, that we called as a electrolysis. Okay. So for example, when the electric current is passes through the water which is already mixed with the hydrochloric acid. Why it is mixed with the hydrochloric acid? Yes, water is a good conductor, but yes, to increase the conductivity, we have to add more and more acid into it. That will going to, then what happen when this acid electricity pass through it? It will get dissociated, it will get break down into the charged ions, and that will help the electric current to pass through it. Okay, so electrolysis is nothing but when the electric current passes through a substance, it will get dissociated, it will get break down into the smaller ions, into charged particles. That process is called as electrolysis. Okay. So, electrolysis. Decomposition of a chemical compound a chemical compound into its constituent due to the passage of electric current through it. Is called as electrolysis. So basically it involves, suppose a water is there which is mixed with hydrochloric acid, HCl. Then when the electric current passes through it, the dissociation will be more and it can be seen easily to us. Now, what happened? The electrolysis, which involves the electric current, this electric current, it passes through the electrolyte. We know that what is an electrolyte? Basically, electrolyte is the molten state of an object through which the electric current passes will make the passes through the electric current. Now see here that the electric current which is passes through that of the solution, actually this electrolyte which we are talking about, through which when the electricity passes it break down into the ions, here two electrodes are there. So we can say that the electricity is passed between the two electrodes which is connected to a battery through which the continuous supply of electricity can be given. Okay, now these electrodes are also of two types. One is the cathode, one is the anode, and it is connected to the terminal of the cell, to the negative terminal of the battery, or to the positive terminal of the battery. If it is connected to the negative terminal of the body of the battery, we will call it cathode, and if it is connected to the positive terminal of the battery, we will call it anode. Okay, so let me write here a few things and then we will going to see with the help of a diagram. So what are the things which is included in the electrolysis? So in case of electrolysis, current is passed through the solution with the help of two electrodes. An electrode is what? It is a rod. An electrode is a rod made of a conducting material and these electrodes are connected to the terminal of the cells. Terminal of the cell or battery. So when you look at the structure, you will find that there are two rods are there, students, and these two rods, these are connected to the battery or the cell. Okay, here one is the positive one and other one is the negative. So the negative terminal of the battery, the rod which is connected to the negative terminal, it is called as a cathode, and which is connected to the positive, that is called as a anode. So the electrode connected to the negative terminal of the body, terminal of the battery or cell is cathode, while the electrode connected to the positive positive terminal of the battery is anode. Okay. So this is how the cathode and anode are there. We are going to understand why it is called as cathode or anode and how the process occurred in the electrolytic cell.